We've got a fantastic video today. We're gonna go over all of the communities in Ocala. We include the villages in that, so you know, the Ocala Villages area, Summerfield.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about some of the positives, some of the negatives to each of these communities, and then on the screen we'll also give all the pricing and HOA information, just pure gold, stuff that's hard to find in other places. At the end of this video, we're going to pop up some information on how to get a PDF that we are currently updating with all the community information that you guys are going to need up to date for the year, because the last ones we had are a little bit old at this point. We're also adding some cool stuff, places to eat, things to see, and then note sections as well. And when you guys do come down, things may change a little bit here and there, but for the most part, this should be completely up to date. And then obviously, if you work with one of our agents or an agent in general that specializes in 55 plus communities, they will be able to get information on any communities that you're interested in. All right, to kick things off, you may know this community. It's on top of the world.
On top of the world, I think the variety of amenities and things that you have in there, it is a large community. It's got about 13,000 homes, and they're still building.
And the other thing that's nice about On Top of the World is the pretty wide variety of home styles and prices. It seems like a community that you can get into for pretty affordable pricing, and then all the way up to like some of their newer homes, you can obviously go all out. The other weird thing is they have some sections of the neighborhood that are 99-year lot leases. So it is a confusing neighborhood because it really community because different neighborhoods in there have a lot of different HOAs and things like that. So if it's a community you're interested in, highly, highly advise going in with an expert. Someone on our team that knows it in and out is perfect. And then again, we've said this a million times, but if you go into the new sales office, or they're gonna push you for a new home, that's their goal, is to try to sell that. So you're gonna get a biased perspective on the entire community.
As a real estate professional, we actually have relationships with the developer sales people as well. So we can get you all the same information that a new person can, a new developer salesperson can, as well as your resale options.
So one of the cool things about On Top of the World is they have an RC track for cars. They have a field where they have planes. They have a little drone racing track. That's very unique for a community. And then they also have archery. So they have targets and stuff like that. Another thing that's unique. So if those are one of the things that you're into, On Top of the World is probably one of the communities you should definitely check out, because that is not offered very often. All right, community number 2, Ocala Preserve. This is one of the more stunning architecturally communities that I've seen. The clubhouse is just magnificent.
It's a beautiful community for sure. Now they have a variety of neighborhoods. Some are 55 plus designated and some are not.
So you have to mix in with the normies.
It makes for a great atmosphere. So honestly, that's a must see. When you're exploring your Ocala options, don't miss Ocala Preserve.
Middle-sized community. One of the drawbacks I would say about Ocala Preserve while we were up there was it felt a little bit farther out from stuff than most of the 55 plus communities in Ocala. So it's a little bit farther up 27. It's really not too much farther out, but I feel like most of the communities are
right off of 200. So
yeah, they're really kind of close to everything up. And Ocala's not big.
Well, it's growing like cats and dogs. It's growing by leaps and bounds, right? I mean, the center of the state's really getting popular.
Numero 3. Webb Stone Creek. So this is a very cool community. It's a little bit larger. It's not quite as big as On Top of the World, but what, a little bit under 4,000 homes.
Yep.
Some very beautiful landscaping. You know, On Top of the World feels pretty flat. They have some gorgeous golf courses, but then Stone Creek somehow introduces a lot of these like retaining walls because of elevation change and stuff, which is cool. They've also got some water, which On Top of the World really doesn't. If it does it? I don't think it has any water.
And Webb, you know, is just known for its spectacular entrances and clubhouses.
Now, it does have a golf cart trail to some shopping, and you can get to On Top of the World. So if you've got friends in On Top of the World, you can take your golf cart over there.
Oh yeah, Shalom Park was that beautiful park.
In between. So
yeah, and it also had that shopping area with the art museum.
Well, yeah, and I think that was developed by On Top of the World. That's like their little town center. So anytime they have events, if you live in Stone Creek, you could take your golf cart over there and go to like farmers markets or things that they're throwing. Number 4, Oak Run. This community, it feels a little bit older. There's some more affordable homes, but one of the greatest vibes for a community that I've been in. Everyone was super freaking happy. Happens. It's like infectious.
Well, they stopped building in that in 2007, so that is a tight neighborhood. They've all known each other for years. So they do have a variety. They have villas in Oak Run as well as single-family homes.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful community, and then again, it's a great option for if you're looking on the more affordable side. They do have some, because they have some older homes, some villas, stuff like that. And it's right in the midst. I would say those are the 3 big popular ones, right? You've got Oak Run, Stone Creek, and On Top of the World. All right, number 5, let's jump around a little bit down to the Villages.
I'm surprised the Villages isn't up north and down south. They are growing like crazy.
You've got homes ranging from high hundreds all the way up to 2 million. One of the coolest things about the Villages that nobody talks about, and we talk about the Villages very often, so I'm sure you've heard everything else, but one thing that gets overlooked or not mentioned is you can short-term rent your house out. One of the smartest things I've seen someone do is before they retire, purchase a house in the Villages, rent it out during winter. It'll damn near cover your entire mortgage for the year. And then they come down in the summer where, yes, it is hot, but the golf courses are open, it's a little bit more lax. And then they have a house that they can use, make sure the Villages is right. And if it's not, you can decide to get out of there. If it is, no harm, no foul, because the house has been paying for itself. And then if it is, you obviously can upgrade, downgrade, stay in the house you're at. But from an investment perspective, I mean, there's no other communities that allow short term.
So I'm not a financial planner, but it's a thought, and you can check the math for sure, depending upon what prices.
We've got a fantastic agent in the Villages that can also help you work through some of those numbers too if you need to. But I mean, what else? Do we really need to talk about all the other thing in the Villages? They've got 3 town centers. They're building a new
high school
for all the people that work there and have kids.
And an all age neighborhood for the people that actually work there. So they are truly building their own metropolis. That could be too much and overwhelming, or you might love it. So, so one person's downfall is going to be another person's perk. So you have to keep that in mind too.
Number 6, Stonecrest,
which is right across the Villages, Spanish Springs, on 441. So their claim to fame is you don't have the CDD or bond, which we don't really speak to in this, and if you guys ever need to have some questions on what that means, you just let us know. But they don't have a CDD or bond, and they're right there. They can drive their golf carts to, Walmart. They can practically walk across the street and go to the Villages.
And there's a little secret passage to get into the Villages with your golf cart.
I didn't hear you say that out loud.
Which we're not allowed to talk about.
Their amenities aren't that spectacular for the size of community it is, but it's very well loved. So
it is very well loved.
It does have 2 different pool areas.
Well, I think the big thing too is a lot of those people that want to utilize the Villages obviously are there, right?
Yeah.
All right, number 7, Webb Spruce Creek.
One of my favorites.
Whoa, well, perfect. Why is it your favorite?
It's one of my favorites because the landscaping is all grown. It's got the Webb signature, phenomenal entry. It's got a beautiful exercise facility with an indoor pool that overlooks water, and their outdoor pool is just gorgeous. It's stable and happy. It's a very happy community.
What we want to do, not to digress too much here, but start the 55 plus Olympics. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
It would be fun.
See, have a pickleball tournament, and a golf tournament, a softball tournament. Everyone represents their communities, right? I'm sure the Villages, with just the amount of people they have, would always be that team to beat. the Villages versus on top of the world. How cool would it be to represent your community because you made it through the ranks all the way up to be the person that represents the community for whatever sport you're into, and then you're battling it out with other communities. Okay, number 8, Spruce Creek South. So a lot of people use the nickname on the previous one, number 7, Del Webb Spruce Creek is Spruce Creek North, Spruce Creek South. So then it can get a little confusing, but this is Spruce Creek South.
Spruce Creek South was so fun. Remember, we went and had lunch in there, and the HOA manager was just super friendly, and everybody waved at everybody in there. That was a very fun little neighborhood. It's probably one of the most affordable, and you're right, again, smack in the Villages without being in the Villages and having to pay the CDD or bond.
Yep, I think one downside is it's a little bit older. Finished building in 95, so a lot of older homes. I'm sure there's some renovations and stuff happening. Older clubhouse and stuff, obviously.
Yeah, they're not the big block and stucco, homes. They're the manufactured style stick and siding. Beautiful, clean, well kept, very happy neighborhood.
And very affordable. Number 9, SummerGlen.
I would say the negative to SummerGlen is you're right on 75, but then you can jump on 75 or those the main thoroughways to get where you are. But even the entrance is kind of funky to get to. That said, we've got some homeowners in there that are dying to do one of your videos, and they love it in there, and everybody they know loves it in there. It was a newer build home, but they are finished. They finished right around 2013.
We've only been into SummerGlen like briefly and got some footage, but it would be cool to go chat with them and see their take on the community.
10.
Villages of Citrus Hills. This is a cool community. We lumped it in with Ocala because really our Ocala agents specialize in that community. It's in Homosassa Springs, so it's near Crystal River. It's really a beautiful community. Again, another one that's kind of confusing because it's multiple neighborhoods within. Some are 55 plus, some aren't. Some are like higher end than others.
Some of them you get the use of all the amenities. Some of them you get partial amenities. Yeah, it's confusing. Very necessary to get a agent with you, I think, for that particular community.
One of the coolest tennis facilities I've ever seen. It's got like a viewing tower and tons of courts. It seemed like there was a very tennis-focused community. Also had like a true spa.
It did.
Some of them say spa and they have like little spas and stuff. This was like a legit spa.
Yeah, and then I suppose your only negative would be that it's rural, very rural. So you got to drive into Ocala to do your shopping and things like that.
Yeah, and I will say, like on the flip side of that, if you're okay with driving a little bit, you are pretty equidistant to like then Tampa and Orlando for longer drives.
11, Spruce Creek Preserve.
Talk to me.
So Spruce Creek Preserve was finished in 2006. It's boutique-y. It's only about 800 homes. So it's really affordable.
This one's really off the beaten path. You're down 200. Is it 200?
That's that main drag that.
But you're down 200 pretty far.
Way far down.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. It's off the beaten path. It's a smaller community and it's got some very affordable homes. Nice pool, nice golf course. It still has everything you need. Probably some larger lots too compared to some of the newer stuff. Ocala Palms is a smaller community. It's actually not too far up the road from Ocala Preserve. Right across the street there's shopping, there's a Publix and some stuff. So you have immediate access pretty quickly to things that you need there. It's probably like 15, 20 minutes from downtown. Cute little community, not super big. Nice golf course, more affordable options. JB Ranch is a smaller community, only 346 homes. They started in 2017, so it's a newer community. Affordable, not super cheap, not super expensive. The HOA is very low, 169. That's going to be lower because you don't have a ton of amenities. It is a smaller community. It's in a great location though, right across from Publix. Liberty Village is another very small community. You've got about 200 homes. It started in 2022, so newer homes. It's a small boutique community by Lennar. The HOA is about $60 a month and is paid annually. They will have a little amenity center with pool, bocce, pickleball, and shuffleboard. They will not have a clubhouse. It's part of the reason your HOA is so low and there is not a CBD. Pine Run Estates has 880 homes. It was finished in '89, so a bit of an older community. Definitely some more affordable options. So this community is all manufactured homes. There's no guard gate. That's why you're gonna save so much on your HOA. There's not many amenities, but they do have nice sized lots, which is cool. Everything you're really gonna need, it's just not over the top like some of these communities. Very important, we've built a PDF on the Ocala communities. It's gonna break down every single one of these and the villages. So you can compare prices. The cool thing about this PDF, it has notes. So as you go through the communities, you can write down anything you like, you don't like. So that little note section is hopefully very helpful. The other cool thing it's gonna do is it's gonna have great restaurant suggestions, things to do in the area. That way when you have a little bit of downtime and you're not searching for a 55+ community, you've at least got a kickstart on maybe some cool things to do. Yeah, so if you wanna get connected with someone on our team that can help you search for a 55+ community, visit the website, explore55plus.com. You fill out a little bit of information about yourself, it'll connect you with the right person based on the stuff that you fill out and what you're looking for. And yeah, or of course you can email us, call us, text us. All the information is going to be on the screen.
No, you can only hear him because you got your damn earpiece on, and he's whispering in nothing. It's got nothing to do with my ears.